Okay, so what I've been working on for this video's introduction is it's like the very thirsty YouTuber that we're gonna go for. Check this out. Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Minecraft VIP Multiplayer. Before we get into today's episode, I'd like to ask everyone to please click like on the video if you enjoy it, and subscribe as well so you can see more content. If you'd like to watch me play live and talk with me in the chat as I do things and point out all the dumb things I do, you can check it out at twitch.tv/notgoron, where I am live on twitch.tv/notgoron often. So I've taken a moment here to kind of draw out the shape of each of the grids for my melon and pumpkin farm. The idea is going to be that the hopper minecarts are each stuck to one of these sections, which are all within one chunk. I didn't really build my base with this exactly planned, so these chunks aren't full sized, but it's fine. This will still offer us sufficient space for melons and pumpkins to grow. And I decided to opt out of this because if you look at this, like, these are weird, like, super small sections that I don't think it's worth building there, so I've decided not to. The next part is putting in the rails, and actually the next part is putting in the hoppers that are going to collect the items from the hopper minecarts, and figuring out how we're going to bring them all to one spot. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the hoppers along underneath where, like, that is, and remove those, and then combine them over, because I want to have the loader for the shulker boxes in this section, so I think that's the route we're going to go with. Okay, so we're ready to plant our goods now. The easiest way to plant this so you don't make any mistakes is to just do one row at a time like this, because the melon from this one can't detect that one anyway, like the farmland, and we want this one to always be pumpkin. So you just do it one row at a time. I suppose you could also theoretically do one column at a time, but, you know, whatever. And we're just going to go through and fill each of these spots with their respective vine plant? What do you classify these as? I don't know, whatever. I'm not a botanist. Alright, now this is kind of the tricky part. You need to get your observers to face... Oh, right. Oh, right. The observer go... Oh, man. How the heck was I doing this before? Oh, no. I forget exactly how I was going to place... Oh, no. Okay, which one are you? Melon. Okay. I need to be careful. I honestly forget the technique I had for placing these. I think it was... Yeah, okay, I know what I was doing. So I'd go along and I'd place the observers in first. Can I do that from down here? Or does that go... Okay, I can kind of get away with that. Okay, yeah, so we just click on the stem. Okay, never mind. So the tricky part is to get it so the observers are all facing down, of course. And then once you've got all of those in, which these ones are doing the right way, getting the piston to also face down has, like, the opposite problem. And so you just kind of got to, like, get as close as you can and click it and try to get it. But, like, if you do it like this, it just wants to go out towards you kind of thing. Because the piston kind of default faces towards you. So this is the way that we place these things in. And once we've got them in, we need to give it something to do the bud powering on the piston, which we'll use droppers for no reason other than that's what I decided to use. Droppers above the pistons, and then you put a solid block above the observer. And so what will happen with this is the observer will go, hey, something has changed, usually when it is grown. And it'll send a redstone pulse into this block, which bud powers the piston. But the piston doesn't know it's powered until it gets a block update. And the dispenser above it getting a block update from that same redstone powered block does both. And so, what is that? Is that a pumpkin? Please say melon. Perfect. So we get rid of that. Why is the piston not pushing? Something's wrong here. What? What if I did... I could have sworn... Okay, I might need to use a note block for this. I don't think I do, but... because it's what I've always used before. I thought the dispenser would serve the exact same purpose, but it might not, I guess. Oh well, so we've got a redstone, we get some wood, note block. I'm just gonna test it. Or see if there's some weird redstone change I don't know about. I'm really worried that's the case. So if I put a note block above this... Huh. Oh, because I put the note block in the wrong spot, like an absolute... Oh, I know why it wasn't working, because I didn't... Yes, I did. Hang on. Let's just test it. I completely forgot what I had now. Okay, so we break that. Yes, it had to have had a block. Okay. Boop. Boop. There we go. Weird! That's so weird. Okay, I guess we have to do note blocks instead of dispensers. See, that's some live learning right there. Darn. Okay, that sucks. I already made 3 stacks of observers. Alright, so we've got our... Fundamentally, these are built, but there's a few more things accompanying them I'd like to get with. So first of all, I've got... These ones are locked off, which I've achieved by putting just an array of redstone dust over the top. I don't know if array is quite the right word, just a complete blanketing of redstone dust across the top. And when I remove these torches, it will allow them to go back up, at least the ones that aren't powered anymore. And so I want to do that for both sides, and then I also need to create the shulker box loaders for melons and pumpkins, and put them over here. So there's still more I've got to build accompanying with it. A switch to have both of these stay off like this, but excuse me, they are both currently in. I think I might raise this walkway up or something, or have like a narrow one that goes like up along this layer, so you can look into this still, because I want to be able to look into it and not just into this. So maybe I'll do like a wooden stair that goes up like here. But yeah, this is pretty much done. However, we urgently need to address the fact that we are currently filling these hoppers pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. Oh no, faster than I thought, even quickly. So I need to hook that up to some sort of storage. I think I'm honestly just gonna put it into the composter over there for now. There's really no reason for me to rush into creating any infrastructure, so that's what we're gonna do. So this lever should flick that. Uh-oh. Why did it only do those ones in that edge? What's going on here? Oh, because I didn't finish hooking that up like a silly goose. There we go. And, uh-oh. What's going on now? None of these should be overlapping. What have I done? Okay, let's just try... First we do that. Because what? And then we work? Nope, what's happening? Why are you still on? Oh, I see what's going on there. We sure do be gaming. Right, so this is the on state where it can operate. Nope. Oh. Oh no. Right. I need to actually change this a fair bit. Oh my gosh, does this ever have to change? I know exactly what's happening. So what's happening is, right now, every one block update that happens underneath any of these is getting applied to every single piston within a 15 block radius around that update. And that's why we're having so many pistons fire. So what I have to do to fix this is I have to raise up all of those ones. So like every single one of these needs to get raised up. And once I put the redstone dust on that, then that should work, I think. So I've been working on my sorting system problem, which, if you're not familiar, the problem is that sometimes when I put a bunch of items into the system because of an existing hopper bug, where a dropper can dispense even though, how is the best way to explain this? Basically, there's a hopper underneath this. There's a dropper there. geez Louise, a dropper there is receiving 2 hoppers worth of items at once, okay? So it's theoretically at maximum speed able to dispense items at 2 times hopper speed, right? At the very most. So if we understand that, 2 hoppers per item sorted, which we do, should be sufficient to keep it completely full up and have lots of room for those items. 2 hopper speed out means 2 hopper speed in, right? But that was not a good example, but you know, any 2 items I guess works. But because there's an existing hopper bug where sometimes a hopper will just skip its tick to pick up an item, we'll have items on occasion make their way past into the sorting system here. We do sort redstone. So the solution to that is we need to slow down the dropper a little bit. I don't want to slow it down too much, but we need to slow it down enough. So I've been in a single player world working on some solutions to this problem. We want to slow it down ideally to 1.9 hopper speed, because that means it could never fail. But that's very difficult and would require contraption. So we also run into another problem is if we're filling the dropper faster than it drops items, if we're using a traditional style item dropper like this one that we can slow down, it'll eventually lock itself up. All of this is kind of extra. Really what matters is this part of it here. It will lock itself up, which is not great. This should be spewing items out because it's got plenty, but it's not. Now, a non-traditional or a less traditional one that I use more frequently is one that's basically just, you've got observers facing into a block, which then drops items. And I've been using that a lot. That's what we have in our world, but that doesn't quite do a good job either, because that's too fast. If we, if I demonstrate, what's the easiest way to demonstrate this with? I guess I have to assemble one really quickly. So we've got our dispenser, and we've got our, what do we do this? So we do that, and that, and that. So we have our observer facing this way, observer facing that way, piston, dust, and a comparator. So if we shove these 2 observers together with this piston, like I normally will do for a sorting system, you'll see it's pretty fast. And this is too fast. This is much too fast. We need something that's more like this speed. And we'll click this one off. See here, this one's much slower, even though it's the same thing going on. It's 2 observers facing into each other. And the reason for that is this observer is actually going to update. It's going to get two different updates. So first, there's going to be this piston moving this block forward, and this observer will observe that and give it a pulse. But also, this one's going to give it a pulse, and so it'll do it at twice the speed, basically. So we need to find a way to make it so that we have a observer system like this one, because this is the right speed. This will work. And it will never be crashable because we're not detecting an amount. The reason this crashes is basically what happens is once it's a full signal strength, it is so much redstone coming through this that no matter what we do, it's broken, and it will stay broken. Because the signal strength is too far through this, given what the comparator is. And I've tried subtracting some, but none of that ever works, so we're going to throw that idea out the window, and instead what we're aiming for is we need something that does this. So these 2 observers are always going to be firing at their nice and slow speed, which sounds pretty quickly when you compare it to the one over here, but this is much faster. So we want to get that speed, and we have it. If you look at that, it's blinking at our nice kind of gentle speed, and if we put that there, you can hear that's that speed. So instead what we're going to be detecting is we're detecting whether or not there's any items at all. Even if it's full, it'll give out the same result because the comparator is only acting as a items yes or no and not an items yes or no dispense question mark. It's just checking to see if there's items. So, well, you see this one's crashed and it's completely filled. If we completely fill this one, it still works. And it's still at that nice slow speed. What we're doing is we're detecting the item and then putting a redstone push. That redstone is kind of superfluous. This repeater detects that there is at least a level 1 signal, and it just pushes this block forward, which is in default state not there. If we remove it, it defaults to back 1 block. But even 1 item goes in, it'll go in and get rid of it. We put a stack of items in, and we've got the speed we need. This solves part of my problem, but I want my sorting system on the server to be able to go faster. So what I find when I go mining and I'm unloading my mining shulker boxes, oh, hello, is when I'm putting items, I don't know where I keep my gas tiers. When I'm putting items into this, I will be putting more than a chest's worth into this system. And that's a problem, because then what do I do with the rest of it? I have to go manually sort it. And what's the point in having an automatic sorting system if you can't automatically sort it, right? Now the solution is there's two easy solutions. There's one where in this space what we do is we add more chests right here, and that way we bulk up the size of this system. I could put in, say, give me one of these, one of these. I don't have any hoppers here. And chests down here. So I could add more chests and just layer it up, and now boom, I've got a little more than double the amount that I can feed into that same dropper system. Not this one, but the one I showed you. But it's bulkier, and if I need more and more and more space, it just only gets bulkier, right? So there's a solution that we can access that doesn't create this frustrating and ugly bulk, and that's part of the other problem I've been working on. So we want a system that is faster at first and then slows it down, and that's what I've devised here. So we still have a 2-chest system for the item collection because I would like to bulk it up as much as possible. And so I come back from mining, and let's say I've just got a whole lot of stone. So I put my stone into this system here, and look how quickly it pulls the items out. So it's going to very quickly make more space if I have more than 2 chests worth, right? And then I've got more than this, of course, so let's fill this one up as well, but we're not quite full, and whatever. This one's going to empty up quickly, this one's going to empty up quickly, and we've got this system very quickly dispensing items into this large storage. So what this is going to do is this is going to filter all of the items down into this chest pretty quickly. I've been run it a bunch of times already, but you see how quickly they're going into there. None quite into these yet, because we have 4 hoppers right at the front collecting and funneling them into these 2 chests, and then finally this 1 chest. And then from this 1 chest, we have 2 hoppers feeding it into this chest. And so the idea is to funnel it down into as few chests as possible, and as few hoppers as possible. And we could eliminate this chest and have it just be these 2 hoppers feeding into this 1 dropper. And then we implement this slowed system over here. And that way we get it out of our inventory quickly. We've got, sorry, at least our shulker boxes. We get it out of our hands quickly, and it's gone. It's in the system. And then it will slowly, without breaking the system, sort the items. The other solution to the problem I'm having is I could just add 1 more hopper for every 1 item. So right now, because I wanted to go at, 2 hoppers in, 2 hoppers out, I put 2 hoppers to collect the items. And so if there's a hopper bug where once in a while it misses one, I could add 1 more hopper to each filter, right? So this is 1 item going into 1 chest. And actually we have 2 items going into 1 chest in like here, right? But the iron goes into 1 chest, but sometimes we'll still miss it because there's 2 hoppers. So we could add a 3rd one. But what that does is that increases our sorting system size by 1/3, or 33%. Every single chest, or every single item, would need 1/3 as many hoppers more, which means this room would have to be 1/3 the size larger, both that way and that way. And it's already quite long and unwieldy. So I don't think that's a good solution. Instead, what we'll do is we'll have a fast section, which is based off of this design here, which I got from Nembon. We have a fast collection that initially takes out the items extremely quickly, and then puts them into a slower system, a little bit slower than what we have here, and that allows it to very carefully sort everything the way it's supposed to go. Alright, I've finished my renovation of my sorting system. So if we look down below, we've got a super fast item dropping system that will feed up into this chest array up here, where it is more slowly filtered out and will be sent through the sorting system, and fingers crossed can never overload it. I'm not certain it's never, but it should be never. So here's hoping. Finally, all that's left to do is, well, first I'll show you down below the rest of what's going on. So I used to have mob drops sorted a little bit here and then along here, and then with my overflow here. Now it's just all the mob drops will go along here. There's some stuff in there from when I was building it. All the mob drops will go into these chests, and the overflow still goes in basically the same destination, and should be handled a little bit better as well. So I need to go up, and there's, what is this, like 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12, 11 or 12, I don't know. Shulker box is where the stuff that I need to dump into this thing, so it still will take a little bit of time, but not anywhere near as much time as it would if I had done from the old system. So we can do basically for sure 4 at a time. Like 4 shulker boxes worth at a time, because there's, you know, 2 double chests base storage. And I'm kind of hoping that, like, by the time I get back, by the time I get back to another one, it's kind of already figured it out. Or at least one of them. Oh, don't put that in there. This is very clicky. It's a very satisfying sound. I'm enjoying it. Uh-oh. Yeah, so see, we've got so many items coming in now that it is starting to back up a little bit. We're not quite keeping up, but like this many items coming in at once is a lot. Wow. So let's real quick sleep and go up and take a peek at what's going on up here, where it's just nice and slow. Now if I can, do that, we can take a peek and see that this has got a variety of items in it. And then if we come up, like look at like, there we go. Okay, this is going quite well actually. And then we go down and we take a peek down below, where it's just a sea of items coming in. These are keeping up quite well actually. That's good. That's really good. The items are getting consolidated by the Essentials plugin that we have, which on this server we have for administrative purposes. So it's like reducing ground clutter by putting stacks of items of a like kind into one pile if they're close enough. Oh, interesting. So it looks like we've put so many items in, this is actually a little bit jammed. That happens because the hopper minecarts pull items out faster than it puts them into the hoppers below for dropping. Just wait another few seconds, we'll be able to get these in here. Boom. Boom. Cool. So this is gonna have to run for a while to kind of catch up with itself. But, okay. I feel like I'm missing a shulker box out of that, but whatever. And put that there. yeah, so that should be it. We shouldn't see any items that don't belong in Overflow in Overflow. I want to... Is there a way for me to get back here? Where I can see the items come in? Or are they getting caught along the way somewhere? Oh, they might be getting caught. Looks like they are. Aha. That's why you always double check things. Always. I need a block to get up here. Now, where along the way are we getting caught? I think I know exactly where. I had to do something kind of janky with my, with this section, and if I'm correct, the items are not getting caught there, then where are they getting caught? Why are they getting caught here? Oh, interesting. Okay, that is an easy fix, actually. That's not at all what I thought was going to be going wrong, but don't worry, it is not hard to fix. I just need a stone pressure plate to go in there instead. Isn't quite ideal, but whatever. Stone pressure plate. Look at all those items that wanted to make their way through there. Bit of a shame. So you put this on that, and that should fix it up. That's why you always, always double check. Always. I'm gonna go check again. So we should start to see stuff coming into Overflow now. Uh-oh. Okay, mob drops are making it in. Is it just that nothing... Oh, I see. I see where it's already got... Where it's getting caught. Now it's getting caught here. What do I do about that? Tricky, tricky, tricky. I guess I leave that open. Okay, I see what to do. Ice, packed ice. Work, and I need glass. Probably? I don't know. You have to remove that and that and that. Then here and here. Those. Boop. 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 May I boop, please? Thank you for allowing me the booping. And then, there we go. Guess we can also do... And then finally, we just add boop, boop, boop. And that should solve it. So now when items come by to get sorted, they'll move, get caught nowhere. Perfect. Now we should start seeing... Oh, geez Louise. Cool. And that's the unsorted items getting sent there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So there you go. Ironed out those kinks. There weren't very many. It was actually pretty close to functioning already, thankfully. I'd just like to seal that back up. Beauty.